The launch of the new Nikon Z52 takes the competition ahead with its value for money proposition. It's the entry-level mirrorless camera from the Nikon. So the Nikon Z52 is priced at around 77,995 here in India for body only. So if you're taking the kit lens option, you'll be like paying up to 82 to 85,000 rupees. And this is competing its own Nikon Z50. There is also Canon EOS R10, which is absolutely stellar value for money. So it's the direct competitor to this Nikon Z52, and it's been sitting for a while and beating the competition as well. And there is also the likes of Sony Alpha series, especially the Sony Alpha 6400. So it's totally up to you on which one would you go and pick your favorite camera, because ultimately the competition is great and that's when users can take benefit from it, isn't it? So what's new with the Nikon Z52? Let's look at it. But before that, if this is your first time to this channel, don't forget to click on that subscribe button, hit that like button and share it with your friends so that you don't miss any of the videos. Don't forget to ring that notification bell as well. So what's new with the Nikon Z52? Well, it's mostly on the video side, since we are looking at the same 20.9 megapixel CMOS APS-C size sensor, which could slightly be tweaked with the new processor, that's the Expeed 7, and could definitely bring in some improvements in especially low light photography and overall the sharpness of the image in varied conditions. Now remember, this 20.9 megapixel like 5 years ago was used in the Nikon Z50, and that was bought from the Nikon D500. So that's what the Nikon claimed there, and still sitting with the same 20.9 megapixel CMOS sensor here. But the thing is, you have the Expeed 7 processor here, so processing should be really fast. You'll get fast burst rate and you will also have the processing very fastly done. So the autofocus has been significantly revamped here, since it now gets the 3D autofocus tracking and 9 different subject recognition, which has been carried out straight away from the higher end camera, that is the Z9 or the Z9. Okay, something new to the table is also here with the Z52, and that's the dedicated picture control button. Now they call it the imaging recipes. Now at first it might sound like a scroll of built-in cheesy picture profiles, but that would have been like made the button totally useless, right? But here instead Nikon has cleverly placed the button so that you could use it more often, and has given you the option to customize and download your favorite picture profiles or even the color filters, and then save it in the camera system itself. So next time while you are filming or taking pictures, you can easily change the picture profile and keep it to your liking. So next time when you click picture, don't forget that dedicated picture profile button that you've got on your camera. So it's like quickly fixing the style of image before you even capture it. So that's pretty cool, and that's a new thing that they have bought here. So as with the video here, the Z52 now supports up to 4K 60 frames per second with a 1.5x crop. Yes, you still have that 1.5x crop while filming, or rather while shooting it at 60 frames per second, but 4K 30 frames per second without any crop. And the video recording limit, yes, previously it had only like up to 30 minutes you could shoot, and then you have to turn on the video recording option again. But here it has been increased to 125 minutes, which is significant improvement, and you need not deal with multiple files. Again, that's a plus point here. Now at this price range, we are also seeing NLOG HLG support here. So you have the in-camera video recording option, such as the 5.6K oversampled 4K 10-bit H.265 NLOG profile. With the Canon R10, you have the 6K oversampled footage. There you can shoot that, which simply means more room to edit your videos and be able to get more information out of the scenario as compared to the standard 4K 8-bit recording. In the entry-level price segment, you are getting these options here. There is also full HD recording option at 120 frames per second for that slow-mo videos as well. Now that's pretty standard these days, obviously. So another new feature here is you can now use this pre-release capture, like up to 30 frames per second and up to 1 second of pre-release video. So this means before you even hit that record button, you will have 1 second video already captured, so that you don't miss on any important situation. The Nikon Z52 can now shoot up to 30 frames per second with C30 mode here, albeit in JPEG only. At that speed, it can do a standard 11 frames per second mechanical. So I think that's a decent enough for an entry-level mirrorless camera. So you could be able to like shoot up to 30 frames per second in C30 mode, meaning you can capture JPEG very quickly. You have that fast burst speed thanks to the Expeed 7 processor there. Nikon Z52 can seamlessly switch between the portrait as well as landscape with an adaptive vertical user interface display for the stills, meaning while you are capturing live, you are looking at the screen, and when you tilt the screen, instantly it will also tilt all the information, and you can exactly see how much information you are getting there. So that's like a major improvement for the Nikon here. So with regard to other specs, this time with the Z52, you are getting very angle LCD with 1040, which means little over 1 million dots, which is pretty standard. It could have gone a little further and given you more than 1.5 1.6 million dots pixels, so that you will get more resolution while you're working on the screen. So there is improvement in the electronic viewfinder here. It's now more brighter at 1000 nits, so it's double than the Z50 there. It's approximately like 2.3 million dots OLED electronic viewfinder with 1.02x magnification factor. So it's a brighter screen overall. For this camera size body, I think it's large enough too. The downside here compared to the competition is the number of focus points that they have gone for. It's just 209 focus points. Now to compare with the Canon, they have like 651 autofocus points, which is significant number there, covering all the screen, meaning more detailed coverage of points in certain scenario, which might help with focusing properly. And with the Sony Alpha 6400, you have 425 points there, which is including phase as well as contrast detect autofocus points. Another downside that I saw here is, although not significant, it's the image size itself, since the Canon and Sony gives you like 24.2 megapixel, while the Nikon is stuck with 20.9 megapixel. Though Nikon's sensor is less cropped APS-C size than the competition, meaning the sensor is a little bit larger than the competition there. And here you won't find any in-body image stabilization. You have the electronic vibration reduction, which they call the electronic VR. Now another negative thing here that I saw is the battery itself. So it's the battery life, because although you can charge it via USB Type-C, which is very convenient, and they have gone for that latest upgraded connectivity options, the rated SIPA shots here is just around 250 shots per charge using the screen, and with using viewfinder you're not even getting that, just 230 shots per charge. Now Nikon also claims that it has embedded Nikon's latest unique AI deep learning technology, which enhances the camera responsiveness in the auto shooting mode. So meaning just to turn on the camera, you go ahead and with the auto settings you just click a picture. That should be really fast and responsive. So you should not see any hiccup between you turning on the camera and then clicking the picture. As with the connectivity, we have the USB Type-C for charging, the data transfer, or even use it as a webcam very easily. So there is this time the headphone jack as well, microphone output, and you also have the mini HDMI connector. So connectivity wise, they have pretty much covered everything at this price point. There is also single UHS 2 SD card slot, so faster data speed here, but then again just only one SD card slot. Again, that is stuck inside the battery compartment, meaning whenever you want to just remove the card, you will have to use the battery compartment all the time. Now apart from all this, the body itself is better and beefier now, with more control buttons like the higher end models. This itself speaks a lot about less compromise being made for this camera especially, and Nikon really wants to make you enter their camera systems, starting with this affordable and competitive Z52. Now the prices of the ZFC or the Z50 itself could come down and still be a good buy as well, especially the ZFC there. So as with the native lens systems, Nikon and Canon, I'm sure, are working on the affordable prime lenses of different focal lengths. So all in all, I think this Nikon Z52, despite little negatives, is a significant improvement to its predecessor, and this itself means it is a highly recommended camera for anyone looking for a new mirrorless camera. So the pricing is right here, and I think it should make some noise in the market as well and disturb the competitors. So these are my thoughts on the new Nikon Z52. What's your opinion? Would you agree with me? I would absolutely love to hear in the comment section down below. So a word to Nikon here. Nikon, if you are watching this, I would love to test this camera in different scenario and see how it performs, see if you can send one. So that's it in this video. If you enjoyed watching it, hit that like button, share it with your friends, and don't forget to click on that subscribe button if you are new here. So I will see you in the next one. Until then, take care everyone. Bye bye.